Have you ever noticed no one in the conventional healthcare system ever asks why? No one even attempts to find the root cause or discuss natural solutions with you. They just slap on a label, hand over prescriptions, and send families on their way. Things like autism, ADHD, anxiety, SPD. It doesn't just stop there, because all too often it's the same thing even with our natural or holistic health. They're stuck with a diagnosis and a label that suddenly feels permanent. But let me ask you this. Has anyone ever actually answered the one question every patient is desperately asking, which is, what is going on with my child? Because here's the truth, is that labels don't heal. They don't calm the chaos. They don't help kids sleep or speak or smile again. But that's what today's system is handing out. Labels instead of answers, diagnoses instead of direction. It's time we flip the script. And today we're going to show you how. We're going to dive in deep to that. Okay, so this message today is for frustrated parents. Parents who feel like they're collecting diagnoses without really ever getting to the real root cause, without ever really getting answers or lasting solutions. If you're ready to understand the true root cause behind your kiddo's health struggles and actually be able to do something about it, this is for you. Let's start with a stat that should absolutely shock everybody. All right, 40% of kiddos today, 40% of children today are living with at least one chronic health condition. And many studies put that number well above 50%. That means 1 in 2 kids are dealing with conditions like autism, ADHD, allergies, asthma, anxiety, things like autoimmune disorders and other long-term health challenges. This is an unprecedented amount of what I call a pediatric health crisis. And here's something even more alarming, is that a meta-analysis of multiple studies show that the number of kids receiving antipsychotic medications has increased by 50% to 200% over the last 2 decades. That's 4 times more in 20 years. And we're not just seeing more sick kids, we're seeing more medicated kids at younger and younger ages. And where does it all begin? It all begins with a diagnosis, a label, because in this conventional model, once they give your kiddo a diagnosis, the medication is the next automatic step. What they don't do is they don't explore the root causes. They don't offer drug-free, nervous system-focused options, and they don't provide long-term healing strategies. Instead, it's just management over meaning, suppression over solving. Let's talk about this. The good, the bad, the diagnosis, how that all happens, okay? How a diagnosis can help is that they can unlock school-based services like IEPs, speech therapies, or OT support. They're often required for insurance to be covered, covering things like therapies, tests, or equipment. And the diagnosis can also help provide validation for families to help explain to teachers and providers and others. And they may even connect families to other community resources or programs that they didn't even know exist. But here's the flip side that most families aren't told. The diagnosis can also be a negative aspect. They can cause an identity shift from a child with autism to simply an autistic child. This may seem small, but it can cause both kids and parents to start seeing the child as broken or limited. They can contribute to a victim mindset where the child expects less of themselves and starts to believe their condition is unchangeable. And it can trap families in a medication cycle where the focus becomes symptom management instead of healing from the root. And finally, it puts providers in a narrow care lens, where everything is related to the diagnosis. And instead of addressing the whole child, it is just focused on that one label. So if you're tired of just getting more and more labels and more prescriptions, and you're ready to discover something that actually gets to the root cause and maybe, just maybe, can help your child sleep better, behave better, smile more, and feel like themselves again, then it's time to learn more about neurologically focused chiropractic care. Not just that, but also how it can help your kiddo and your entire family. So click the link in our bio to learn more. Drop a comment below, ask a question, or even just send us a DM. We'd love to connect with you and guide you and answer these questions and hopefully give you some sort of direction towards the hope and healing that you've been searching for. I cannot wait to connect. I cannot wait to reach out. I cannot wait to talk more about this in person. So be that person, take that step, and I'll see you next time.